What's up, everybody? So the fight is tonight between Spence and Crawford, and like I said, I'm going with Spence. Like I said, I said in the joking way, but for one, Crawford, he has a lot of women in his entourage, his mother, his aunts, and all them women and shit, and he be trying to impress them. And then he got that fat overweight trainer. How you gonna have a fat overweight trainer? You know, what kind of example is the trainer setting? You fat and overweight. What kind of example are you setting for your fighter? You understand what I'm saying? I just don't get it. You're supposed to be setting an example for your fighter. What kind of example is he setting? I think Errol Spence is styles make fights. That's what I say. Styles make fights. And Crawford, what Crawford does is he usually starts to fight off in an orthodox stand. He usually starts it off as a right-handed fighter. And then as the fight progresses, he switches. And a lot of times, he does this to throw his fighter off. And it works. But like I always said, the main reason boxers switch stance is because one stance is not working. So they figure they're going to switch and work it this way. If it don't work orthodox, they're going to switch to southpaw. Sugar Ray Leonard never switched. Tommy Hearns never switched. They may have did it, in the split second or whatever, but they never did that and stayed in that stance. I just don't think you have to do it. If you're beating the guy one way, what's the point of switching? Like I always said, you got one head and two hands. And it's going to be a matter who jabs more. I was watching them hitting the pads and stuff, and neither one of them throw combinations. Neither one of them was throwing combinations. You ever watch Sugar Ray Robinson fight back in the days? He always threw combinations. Always. Because everybody thinks they got this one-punch knockout power. Everybody relies on one-punch knockout power so they don't throw combinations. Ray Robinson always threw combinations. Always. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bing, bing. Back to back. And like I said, I'm going with Errol Spence. I just think he's a better boxer. And if Errol Spence is smart, when Terrence Crawford starts switching, all you got to do is get in the pocket. Stay in the pocket. See, that's one thing about Spence. He's southpaw, but he doesn't fight like Zab Judah, and he doesn't fight like Pernell Whitaker. He doesn't have that southpaw slickness like Zab Judah used to have and like Pernell Whitaker had. But if he's smart, he'll get in the pocket and he'll outbox Crawford, because Crawford, when he switches, his punches are wide. He starts throwing wide punches. He's like boom, boom, and he's wide open. So if Spence is smart, he'll get in the middle and he'll stand in the middle and bang away and beat him to the punch. And one other thing, people always say a fighter's hurt. Fighters don't get hurt. The punch, when you daze and you can't feel your feet and shit, you're not hurting. It doesn't hurt. You just don't have your equilibrium. You can't feel your feet. It feels like you're stepping in water. The minute you put your foot down, it just keeps going. That's what it feels like. And they say he's hurt. He's hurt. It does not hurt. It just sounds good. It don't hurt. The shit don't hurt. You just can't feel your equilibrium. You don't know where the fuck you at. You don't know if you're in the left corner, right corner. You don't know if you're in the center of the ring. All you know is to move your head. You try to move your head. And then, when a guy tries to punch, when you quote unquote hurt, and you try to punch back, you're trying to punch back. You don't know where the guy's at, but you just know he's hitting you. So out of instinct, you swing back where the punch just came from. And hopefully you hit him. But you don't have the power behind your punch like you think you do. So that's why the best thing to do is, when you're hurt, the best thing to do is try to get away or grab the guy and make the referee break y'all up. But you grab him, and that way you get your equilibrium and you get your bearings back together again. But the best thing is not to try to fight back. Because when you try to fight back, you don't know where the guy's at. You're just punching out of instinct. So like when you hurt, the best thing to do is to grab the guy. And most guys, and myself included, I was too macho to grab guys. But you got to grab them. Grab them and hold on to them. And don't let and make the referee break you up. Alright? Like I said again, I'm going with Errol Spence. I think he's a better boxer. I think Crawford, like I said, Crawford gonna throw them wild punches, and Errol Spence gonna get in the middle of them and bang away. Alright, y'all, take it easy. Oh, I ain't got my book. Yo, check out my book online. These are my books. You guys gonna be buying my books. This is my first one. These are my books I wrote them. Get a copy, alright? You can use Amazon, use Cash App, and I'll mail them to you myself. $1 Brad Bathgate. And I'm even thanking my old boxing trainer. Can't see it. Take it easy, y'all. What's up, everybody? Like always, pushing my book. Corner stores in the middle of the block. Don't beat your children or they'll turn out like me. And Agitation Gets the Dirt Out. That's 3 books of poetry, and my hook book is called Pretty Ugly, a Harlem Situation. You can use Cash App to get a copy. $1 Brad Bathgate. Inbox me if you want to know more about them.